So Bryce Hall, he we mentioned the Jets earlier, back-to-back weeks under 10 fantasy points. So are you selling him or going to try to trade for him? Peace or panic for you?
It's so wild to say this with Christian McCaffrey and Bryce Hall now, but if there are still people out there that think this is a top 3 running back for the rest of the season, if I could capitalize on that and trade for kind of a tier 2 RB, I think that I would do it. I'm worried about their offensive line, and I'm worried about the Jets' whole situation now with the coaching change and the Aaron Rodgers negativity. So it depends on what you can get back, but that name value can still get you a lot. And I think that I would be happy to abandon ship for the right price.
Yeah, I think the Jets, it's panic time. Mm-hmm. It is panic time in New York. All right, staying in New York, the Buffalo Bills, couple weird weeks for them.
Weird.
Okay, I was all in on Dalton Kincaid, a little confession there. He has not been great. He hasn't been horrible, but he hasn't been great. He's averaging 8.2 fantasy points per game. He's tight end 12. I wanted him to be a top 5 tight end. That's what I drafted him as. And so only 1 touchdown, which is a bummer. So Dalton Kincaid, Josh Allen, peace or panic, Trip?
Josh Allen was 9 for 30 in this game, 9 completed passes out of 30 attempts. Something weird is going on there. He got knocked out, dude. That guy had a concussion, and they took him out for 1 play, and they were like, yeah, but you're really important, Josh Allen. Get back out there on the field. So that said, I'm not panicking. I think the Bills are a competent franchise that will figure out how to turn it around. And Kincaid is the tight end 12. There are not many guys that you can kind of pivot to that are going to be more reliable than him on a weekly basis.
So. Or have more upside.
Right.
So I still want him to be that number 1 target, and he's yet to become that guy for Josh Allen. But I would buy low on Khalil Shakir. Mm-hmm. I like him because when he's out there, he catches a lot of passes. He'll sneak into the end zone every once in a while. And then Keon Coleman looked pretty good the other day too. He was kind of a bright spot for them. So I'm not panicking with the Bills.
They're going through some growing pains, but I think that they'll get it figured out.
I do too. All right. What about Seattle? Aaron, our producer, is a Seahawks fan. He's devastated. DK Metcalf drives him nuts. Kenneth Walker wasn't quite as great as he was on Monday Night Football when he scored 3 touchdowns, but we expected a little bit of a dip for him. He was still fine, but overall, the Seahawks, they lose another game. Not quite as impressive as we saw in recent weeks. I'm still not going to panic. I'm still in on the Seahawks. I still think they're I still have JSN and DK and Kenneth Walker. Those are my 3 guys, and I'm not willing to move on from any of those guys. They will remain in lineups. JSN may not start every week, but as a flex guy on certain matchups, with certain matchups. So what about for you?
I think this is the 2nd week in a row, I think, that Kenneth Walker was the only running back with rushing attempts. So Charbonnet is getting some passes and some dump downs, but I'm not worried about Kenneth Walker at all. He's going to continue to be their bell cow running back. And with those 3 receivers, I think that you're just kind of playing, you have to put them in your starting lineup, recognizing that if you want to get the boom weeks, you're going to have to take some of the lumps, some of the bust weeks, So I don't know if it's going to be Metcalf or JSN or Lockett on any given week, but I know that all 3 of them are good receivers with a good quarterback. And so I think I'm just holding my nose and putting them in, maybe unless they're playing one of those truly elite defenses. I can't figure out what happened in this Giants game. It was just a weird game, and I think the Seahawks will turn it around.
Yeah, I do too. Big Thursday night game against the 49ers.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Woo, that's a nice one this week.
49ers, it feels like a must-win for the 49ers, which is a weird thing to say, but yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Absolutely. All right, last piece or panic. Chris Olave, the Saints. We talked a little bit about the Saints earlier today, but Olave has not been a wide receiver 1 this year. He has not played like one week in, week out. He's had a couple decent games, but he has been a huge letdown, and I am absolutely panicking to the point where I'm not sure I can start him. Now, I don't know what kind of trade value he has, if any, but I think he's going to have to be moved out of my lineups. I really do. I guess I have him in 1 league, but I'm struggling in that league because I need him to be a wide receiver 1, and I drafted him to be that. So there's
panicking there.